Superman finally crosses $600 million worldwide at the box office, you guys, making it the only comic book property of 2025 to make $600 million. Now, I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm pretty sure James Gunn and DC Studios and David Zaslav are all feeling very confident and happy with the direction of DC Studios. Creature Commandos was a massive success. I think you jump right into Superman. Peacemaker Season 2, you guys, Episode 1 was absolutely phenomenal. It seems like they are getting things on track for DC Studios. And honestly, it's really exciting. This is exciting, an exciting time to be alive as a DC fan. Knowing that, we have certain projects coming out next year like Clayface, Supergirl, Lanterns, all, tonally very different. And I'm really curious to know how those projects are going to do, because those have no involvement from James Gunn whatsoever. And you think about everything thus far in the DC, the DCU, Creature Commandos, written, directed by James Gunn. Superman, written, directed by James Gunn. Peacemaker, written, and a couple of episodes directed by James Gunn. So those three projects I stated, Lanterns, Clayface, and Supergirl, I'm curious to see how they're going to feel and how they're going to feel connectively with the rest of these projects. But if I'm James Gunn, I am happy with the status thus far with DC Studios. But it's kind of crazy to me. Since 2011, you guys, the first time a comic book movie has not made $700 million at the box office. Since 2011. You guys know what comic book movies were coming out in 2011? We have Thor, the very first Thor film. That made $449 million. Captain America First Avenger, $370 million. X-Men First Class, $355 million. And Green Lantern, $237 million. That is insanity. That was the very beginning of the MCU in 2011. That was the upstart. Think about that. It is absolutely crazy to me. This is the first time a comic book film will not have grossed $700 million since 2011. And 2011 had some banger films, you guys. Deathly Hallows, that made Part 2, that made $1.3 billion. Transformers, The Dark of the Moon, that made $1.1. Pirates of the Caribbean, On Strange Tides, $1 billion. Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, my favorite Mission Impossible film, that made $694 million. And Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 1, $682 million. So there was still some heavy, massive competition. But in 2011, comic book films weren't the juggernaut they once were, before the pandemic. And I'm not saying now, because comic book films are, drastically underperforming, drastically, in a weird territory as far as, box office success. The whole quantity over quality, with the whole leadership at Disney really, really impacted, Marvel Studios' image and the place where it's at right now. I mean, think about it. Captain America 4 made $415 million. Thunderbolts, $382 million. Fantastic Four is nearing $500 million. It sits at $490 million. No Marvel film has made over $550 million this year. They've had 3 MCU movies. Now, granted, all 3 movies combined have made over $1 billion, but that's not even accounting the budget for all 3 films combined. So Marvel's in a little weird spot, honestly, and with DC and Superman making, the massive wave, doing really good on the digital streaming level. They released it early just, because they didn't want to have the whole, spoiler situation with Peacemaker, which I understand, I get. But apparently that didn't impact them whatsoever. Them releasing it early on digital, only 35 days into its theatrical release, didn't have an impact, which is, that's pretty crazy to me. I'm going to be, look, I'm folding, you guys. I'm off this weekend. I'm going to be buying it on VOD, but I'm also buying it on physical media because I am a physical media stan. I'm going to be buying it this weekend. I'm going to watch it with my son. We're going to have a great time this weekend. Super, super excited about that. But it's not slowing down. It's not slowing down. I wonder what the sales are for Superman digitally, but it's doing great right now. It's outpacing damn near everything except F1, you guys. F1 has just made over $600 million as well. An original film by Apple. Crazy to me. crazy that movie made $600 million. I haven't seen it. I know I should have seen it in IMAX. Something was telling me go see it in IMAX, but now I'm just gonna wait to buy it whenever it hits on, on physical media, because, everybody's really raving about that film. But we're in a weird, tricky spot right now. I just saw recently this past weekend, I saw Together with Dave Franco. Talk about a very disturbing horror film. I mean, the body horror, you guys, is absolutely insanity. If you guys haven't seen it, check it out. It's definitely worth your while. Me and my brother had a great time. We were laughing. We were, it was awesome. Absolutely insanity of a movie. But, with Superman making $600 million, with F1 making $600 million, with K-pop Demon Hunters being released in theaters and doing mega hit numbers on Netflix and in theaters, kind of crazy to me. I'm not watching K-pop Demon Hunters. I'm sorry, you guys. That is just, no thank you. I get other reactors and other people out there who are watching it. Nobody in the world will ever persuade me to go watch K-pop Demon Hunters. Just not my style. Absolutely not. But I'm glad to see it doing well, and glad that, the creatives and their hard work are paying off. Doing great in theaters is always good for, the theatrical release and, theaters. I'm happy about that, but just not for me. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about Superman making $600 million, the only comic book film to cross that threshold in 2025. Thoughts and opinions. How do you guys feel about the whole comic book genre in 2025? Should we be concerned? How do we improve it? How do we improve it? Thoughts and opinions, let me hear in the comments down below. And of course, thank you guys for taking time out of your day for watching C-Roll Productions. Peace.